My parents gave everything to my brother, but karma hit back. They thought I was invisible. My parents gave everything to my younger brother and nothing to me. But at the will reading, the truth shocked everyone. Hi, I'm Emma Brooks, and today I'll share a shocking story about a woman whose parents left her out of their will. I grew up in what looked like a normal middle-class American family. From the outside, we looked perfect. 2 parents, 2 kids, a dog, a nice house in the suburbs. But behind closed doors, things weren't as balanced as they seemed. My younger brother, Jason, was the golden child. He was the one my parents bragged about at church, the one they spoiled with gifts, attention, and endless second chances. And me? I was the kid they tolerated. When Jason turned 16, he got a brand new car with a giant red bow on it. When I turned 16, my dad tossed me his old rusty pickup and told me to figure it out myself. When Jason went to college, my parents paid every cent of his tuition, his apartment, even gave him spending money. When I went to college, they said, "You're smart, you'll figure out the loans." And I did. I worked 2 jobs, studied all night, and paid off every loan myself. While Jason partied, I struggled. But here's the thing about being the forgotten kid. You learn to survive, and sometimes you end up stronger than the golden child ever will. Fast forward about 20 years. My parents were getting older, and honestly, my relationship with them had faded. I would visit on holidays, but it was always awkward. Conversations were short, and the focus was always on Jason's latest promotion, Jason's new car, Jason's wonderful life. Then last year, tragedy struck. My dad passed away suddenly from a heart attack, and just a few months later, my mom followed after a long illness. It was heartbreaking, of course, but I couldn't ignore the feeling that I was more of an outsider than a son. Soon after, we got the call. The lawyer wanted us both at his office for the reading of the will. I remember walking in that day. Jason was already there, grinning ear to ear like a kid waiting for Christmas morning. He even patted me on the shoulder and said, "Don't worry, bro. Maybe they left you something small." His arrogance made my blood boil, but I kept quiet. The lawyer, an older man with glasses, began reading the will, "To our beloved son, Jason." And then he went on. The house, the savings accounts, mom's jewelry, dad's car, everything, all of it was left to Jason. My name wasn't mentioned, not once. The room went quiet. Jason smirked at me. "Guess they knew who the real son was," he whispered. I felt like someone had punched me in the chest. All those years of working, helping, being the dependable one. And in the end, I was erased. But here's the twist. What my parents didn't realize was that years ago, when they were struggling financially, they couldn't qualify for the mortgage on the house. Their credit was shot, their income wasn't enough, so they came to me. I was in my mid-20s, working full-time, with a decent credit score. They begged me to co-sign. They promised it was just a formality, but it wasn't. Over time, as they fell behind, I started covering payments to save the house. Quietly, month after month, for years. By the time they passed, I had paid more toward that house than they ever had. And legally, my name was on the deed. So while Jason sat there basking in his victory, I pulled out a folder I had brought with me. I slid the documents across the lawyer's desk. "I think you forgot something," I said. The lawyer adjusted his glasses, looked at the papers, and then cleared his throat. "Mr. Jason, it appears your sister is correct. The property title is in both names, and given the payments made, legally, he is the primary owner." Jason's smile disappeared, his face turned pale. "What? No, that's impossible." I shook my head. "It's not impossible, Jason. While you were out living your perfect little life, I was the one keeping this roof over Mom and Dad's heads. I paid for it. I sacrificed for it. And now it's mine." The silence in that room was heavy. Jason's jaw tightened, his fists clenched, but there was nothing he could say. The lawyer confirmed everything. In that moment, I felt years of pain, neglect, and invisibility wash away. For once, I wasn't the forgotten child. I wasn't the outsider. I was the one in control. Jason stormed out, slamming the door behind him. He didn't even look at me. I sat there with the lawyer for a while longer, signing the final papers, making everything official. When I walked out of that office, I didn't feel triumphant or vengeful. I just felt free. Free from the years of being second best. Free from the bitterness. Free from the weight of being unwanted. Sometimes life has a funny way of balancing the scales. My parents may have tried to erase me, but in the end, it was their own choices that gave me the last word. And I'll tell you something. When I walked back into that house, my house, I didn't see it as theirs anymore. I saw it as a symbol, a reminder that being overlooked doesn't mean being defeated. Sometimes it means you're the one who survives. Because in the end, the golden child got nothing, and the forgotten child, he inherited everything.